Hello, this is Tom at the Arrow Zera movie channel, and I am going to do a video today talking a bit about Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Talking about what is confirmed, what isn't confirmed, rumors about the film, what we know about the film, and just general impressions and hopes for what I think the movie would be, the movie's going to need in order to be a success. So here we go. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is now scheduled to come out on May 6th of 2016. Now, this movie will star Henry Cavill being Superman from Man of Steel. This movie is a sequel to the Man of Steel, having taken place a couple years after Man of Steel, but you know, it's not just a basic Man of Steel sequel, it is a Batman v Superman movie. So, and there's also going to be a lot of other characters from the DC Universe coming in. This is really kind of a prequel to the Justice League. It's not really a true Superman sequel. So we know that Henry Cavill is coming back as Superman. Ben Affleck, obviously, is going to be appearing as Batman. This casting decision was met with a lot of initial harsh reaction. I didn't actually think it was that bad of an idea. I think Ben Affleck is a much better actor now than he was 10-15 years ago. I haven't seen Runner, but I understand that his character in Runner is a lot like a Bruce Wayne kind of a character. But I did see The Town. He was pretty dark in The Town, and pretty brooding. So I think that could be a decent character development for Bruce Wayne. He looks like Bruce Wayne. He practically is in like the suit and everything. You look at him and he's, what Bruce Wayne is described as. He's a very smart guy. He's 6'5". He's got a long history of dating a lot of popular women who are kind of undateable and celebrities. He's wealthy and eccentric and has all these other he just is Bruce Wayne in many ways. And now that they've released a photo of what he looks like in his Batsuit, which is a full 2 years before the movie comes out, he looks like Batman. I mean, he is bulked up and he looks like a real Batman. So I think a lot of people are actually going to I think a lot of their criticism is starting to go away. We know that Gal Gadot, or Gal Gadot, depending on how you pronounce it, I don't know, is going to be playing Wonder Woman, Diana, and she has filmed some scenes. It is unclear exactly how big of a role she's going to have. The photos from the set appear to be just her in civilian clothing, but we do know that she is going to be in the Wonder Woman outfit at some point in the film. But we really don't know what kind of a role she's going to have. It is also confirmed that we have the character of Cyborg, and I'm going to look this up. What's his name again? His real name. One moment. He is a Broadway actor, and Ray Fisher is his name, and he's going to be playing Victor Stone, who is Cyborg, as we all know. We don't know if he's actually going to be appearing as the character of Cyborg, or if he's just going to be Victor Stone before the accident where he becomes Cyborg. We just don't know. He's supposed to be a very small role cameo kind of a thing. We do know that Jesse Eisenberg has been cast as Lex Luthor. Also another choice that has been met with a lot of criticism, as was Affleck and Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot, going back to her, I mean, a lot of people don't really know who she is. She hasn't been in a lot of movies. She's had some small roles in the recent Fast and the Furious films as one of the crew, but not a lot of acting background. She also doesn't really look very kind of Amazonian intimidating, kind of a warrior princess like a Xena or some of the other actresses that were kind of being considered, or even something like Emily Blunt, who was recently in the Tom Cruise film where she's kind of a warrior. A lot of people are anxious about what Gal Gadot is going to be, because this is the most widely known, the most important female role in the comic book world, and it's a big deal. She has a lot of pressure, so hopefully she can live up to expectations. Jesse Eisenberg is playing Lex Luthor, also kind of an odd thing. I mean, we kind of don't know how he's going to play it. I mean, being this is a Lex Luthor for the 21st century, I kind of think they got Jesse Eisenberg because of Social Network. I think he's going to be kind of like in the Social Network. He's going to be kind of the smartest guy in the room, somebody who knows that he's, and has this kind of warped sense of entitlement, kind of this warped sense of I'm so smart and I've done this wonderful thing, everybody should just be thankful that I let them talk to me, kind of, or whatever. So we'll have to see how that goes. There is some concern about whether or not Jesse Eisenberg will be able to be intimidating enough, or if he really is going to be physically imposing enough to be Lex Luthor. That is, a pretty fair question, because we don't really know what this Lex Luthor is going to be like. We don't know if he's going to, if he's going to be more intimidating with his mind, most likely, than anything else. We have heard some rumors that he's going to have his hair for at least part of the film. He's not going to be bald. We don't know if he's going to be bald at the end, but we understand he's going to have some hair. The rumors are going around that he's also going to be kind of like this intense street thug background, where he's got these tattoos and all this stuff under his suits or his clothes. That I don't like. That I think is really weird. I kind of think that he'd be better off almost kind of like as he was in Social Network, kind of more in some ways even like a Steve Jobs, kind of like a recluse in many ways, very private, only comes out for these big functions, but he's a genius and he's the wealthiest guy in the world. Someone who really rivals Bruce Wayne. We also know that Jeremy Irons is going to be playing Alfred. We know that Amy Adams is going to be back as Lois Lane. Lawrence Fishburne will be back as Perry White. We know that we have some other people who have been cast in roles that we don't really have confirmed or really know what role they'll be playing. Jason Momoa has been heavily rumored to be Aquaman. Many sites are running with the fact that he is Aquaman, and it's confirmed, but it hasn't been confirmed by Momoa or WB yet. Probably next week at ComicCon they'll kind of, I think, bring out the cast of the Justice League, because they've announced they're doing Justice League. They've announced the reason they pushed the movie back from 2015 to 2016 was so they could film Justice League back to back, and that they needed the extra time to get the contracts ready and to finish the script for Justice League, which Zack Snyder will also be directing. Other people who have been cast, Scoot McNairy has been cast in an unnamed role. We know that Holly Hunter has been cast in an unnamed role. We know that there are a couple of other folks that have just kind of been cast. There are rumors that they're going to be still casting other characters. The new rumor today is that Doomsday is going to be making. There are so many rumors running around out there. One rumor that we can dispel is the fact that Kevin Smith apparently. There was a rumor recently that Kevin Smith wrote a fake draft for WB. He was commissioned by WB and DC Comics to write a fake movie that could get spread around to take some of the heat off the real script. Kevin Smith has, at least on Twitter and everything, come out and said, no, he did not do that. That is a rumor. That is false. He did not write a fake movie script in order to throw people off the trail. We got to take him at his word for that. But he says he did not do that. So what we do know about this movie is that it is currently filming in Detroit. It's going to have scenes that obviously take place in both Gotham and Metropolis. Speculation is pretty strong, and I think it's a pretty safe bet that a lot of the movie is going to have to deal with the aftermath of Man of Steel. You're going to have a lot of people in Metropolis who think that Superman's a god and a savior. We're going to have a lot of people who are real pissed that he blew up half the city in fighting Zod and all these aliens, and that it's a destructive force, and that humanity needs to fear him. I think that that's what Batman is going to be coming after him for in many ways too, is he doesn't trust Superman. And in a lot of different comic variations, they have a very, very uneasy friendship and bond. I mean, they're co-founders with Wonder Woman for the Justice League in every story iteration. But in some of them, they're the best of friends. Some of them, they are really kind of on, they have really, their relationship is not very good sometimes. They, because Batman's so untrusting of people. Because Batman really in Gotham, he sees the worst of humanity, and Superman always believes in the best in humanity. So, it's the pessimist and the optimist. It's the yin and yang, which is why they're such a good team. So this movie could very well be about Batman coming after Superman because he doesn't trust him. He perceives him as a threat, and they don't know what to do. So And I also think that they're going to have Batman coming in. The character of Bruce Wayne is going to be coming in as to work with Lex Luthor to rebuild Metropolis. So we obviously know they're going to fight. It's not going to be verbatim The Dark Knight Rises, Frank Miller's wonderful 4-part comic book. It's not going to be that verbatim, but we do know that there's going to be a lot of themes that are similar to that. We know that this Batman is, Ben Affleck's Batman, and Ben Affleck himself is in his early 40s. So this Batman has been Batman for a while, and maybe has been retired now for a few years. So he was Batman, and he stopped, and he's coming back because of this new threat. But it's not to be mistaken with the Christopher Nolan Batman. This is not the same character of Batman that Christopher Nolan had. This is a completely new Batman. That's why they got a new actor. That's why Christian Bale is not back. This is a new version of Batman, and he's older. He's more war weary. I'm sure he's going to be pretty scarred up physically, and he's just going to look older and more tired. But he's going to come back, and because Superman's coming to town, we don't know exactly who the main overarching villain is. It's probably going to be Lex Luthor in some way. There are rumors that Doomsday or Brainiac or Metallo or all these other kind of characters from Batman and Superman's rogues galleries and stuff could be playing in this movie in some form or another. And I don't know how I feel about that. I really kind of hope that the main story is Batman versus Superman. I hope that's the most of it. I hope that Lex Luthor is running a campaign, both privately and publicly against Superman, that he's going to try to rebuild the city in his own image, and he's going to use the existence of Superman and the destruction of Metropolis as an excuse to kind of jump on what has happened and to take over and to gain more influence within the city. I think Bruce Wayne is going to come and join up with Lex Luthor to rebuild the city because PR-wise it makes sense for someone like Bruce Wayne to do that. I think he doesn't trust Lex Luthor. I think he and Lex Luthor are going to be, business adversaries, and this is going to, and he just doesn't. He wants to stay close to Luthor as well because he doesn't trust him. And I think that and it's also an excuse for why Batman's going to be in Metropolis. And I don't know why Superman might be in Gotham. It's going to be interesting with how much time they spend in each city. They're going to fight, which is going to be really cool. This is the first time in a major movie that we have Batman and Superman on the same screen. I don't know how Wonder Woman's going to play into this because she is going to be in her outfit. They have a costume. I'm sure we're probably going to see that at ComicCon as well. So we are kind of at a loss here about what to expect. But I think that this new Batman v Superman has the potential to be a really special film. This could be really, really good. It could really, really be bad, though. It's a huge risk. I mean, DC is doing something really different than Marvel. Marvel did all these movies that were one character at a time, and then did the Avengers. Superman and the Justice League and the DC universe is going the opposite. They did Superman, which I think the reason they made Man of Steel was like they needed to say, okay, Christopher Nolan's Batman's over. This is the universe now. Similar how they started with Iron Man. And now, instead of doing a Batman movie, a Wonder Woman movie, a Flash movie, Green Lantern movies, they are just going to go bam right into Justice League and then spread off into other films. Probably. There is a rumor also going around that I think Kevin Smith had just kind of said he thought of, and it's nothing confirmed, but it's kind of an interesting idea that the entire Justice League DC universe is really going to be about the Justice League. It's not going to be about the individual characters on their own films and then a couple of times they team up like Marvel's doing. It's going to be every film is going to have all these characters in them pretty much coming in at one point or another, because it avoids the question of, like in Iron Man 3, if everything's happening, Tony's house is blown up, he's only got this one suit, he's lost in the middle of the Midwest and stuff and all this, why isn't the Hulk there to help him? He's listening to him at the end of the film. Why isn't Captain America around? Where it avoids those questions in general, and it would be like if every film afterwards has, well, yeah, I mean, they're going to be bringing in all the characters at one point. It might not be a whole team up every time to fight the villain, but all of these characters are going to be involved in the film at some point, and it's going to be one overarching narrative between all the films that is kind of more of a Justice League centered as opposed to an individual character. I think that could be really cool and a really unique thing, so that, like, even though we might get a Flash movie, there's a rumor that it's going to be a Flash Green Lantern. Even though we might get an Aquaman movie, it might be something that deals with Aquaman and a couple of other characters that would make sense. It could be really different. I mean, there's all these different rumors going around. Nothing's really been confirmed. I think we are going to learn a huge amount of information at ComicCon. There is some rumor that WB is not planning on bringing Batman v Superman to Comic-Con. I think that is colossally stupid if they do that. They need to bring it back here because they announced Batman v Superman last year, and within this last year they have cast about a lot of major characters. They come out with a lot of news that they're doing Justice League, and they have pushed their movie back, which has caused a lot of people, fans and such, to be really worried that they might not know what they're doing and that they're rushing this. So I think it'd be really cool if Batman and Superman, if they come, make a really nice presentation at Comic-Con, and I think we're going to see a teaser trailer. I really do. They're already releasing official footage, official photos right now, 2 years out, and they've been filming for, I think, a month now, a month and a half. And last year, Guardians of the Galaxy did a teaser trailer, and they'd been filming for 10 days. So they've definitely got footage. They've definitely had these promotional shots. I think it might not be footage, but it might be a series of photos kind of combining it with a voiceover that kind of, become a presentation that kind of acts as a mini trailer. But I think we're going to see something pretty cool, and we're going to get a lot of information confirmed at Comic-Con about what DC has planned, because they have to. Otherwise, they're going to look really foolish. Last year, they blew away Marvel by announcing Batman v Superman. This year, they've got to find a way to top it. And that's going to be hard, but they're going to have to show us something. They're going to have to show us a lot. So that kind of sums it up. It's been about 17 minutes now on this video, kind of talking about where we are in Batman v Superman. As other news breaks, I'm sure during Comic-Con we're going to learn a lot more, as I've said a lot, and I'll post more videos, but I really do think that this is going to be pretty good. I like the new Superman suit. I think Henry Cavill looks huge. He looks really fit. He looks like Superman more than he did last time. I mean, he really looks like the Man of Steel. Batman's suit, I like Affleck's suit a lot. I do worry. My understanding is it's gray with a black cape, black cowl, and a black bat. It looks like Frank Miller's The Dark Knight suit. My understanding is that it's cloth similar to Henry Cavill's suit. That kind of, it's going to look kind of similar to that, where it's going to be that kind of really tight fabric on his body. Whether or not Ben Affleck really looks like that underneath, I think he does. I think he looks pretty built. You see him walking around town in Detroit, and he looks pretty ripped. But not the way Hugh Jackman looks. I mean, he just looks thick and strong. So this new Batsuit, though, the one thing I do worry about is I worry that they're going to have Batman's suit, his cape, be computer generated a lot of the time, like Henry Cavill's was for Superman in Man of Steel. Henry Cavill's cape was CG through most of the film, and I kind of worry that Batman's is going to be the same way, which is why his cowl still has that long neck, and everyone's going to be wondering if he can turn his head or whatever, because they solved that in Christopher Nolan. That's one of the most brilliant things, is he put the helmet on, and they separated the neck and the head. But in the new Affleck suit, it looks like it's something like he can't move his head. Now, if it's a cloth cowl, that might explain why it looks like one piece. But I think what it is he's wearing this mask thing. He's wearing the cowl, and the cape is going to be computer generated a lot of the time. But we'll have to see. But I really like the suit. I like how it's going to be gray and black, my understanding. I think that's going to look real cool. And hopefully Wonder Woman's suit looks good. Cyborg, I don't really worry about. I think he's going to look great. If Jason Momoa is Aquaman, I think he's going to be badass. I'm kind of hoping he might not even have his arm, and he might have that grappling hook kind of thing on the one hand in some versions, and then the trident in the other. I think that could be really cool. Because he's going to, it's Khal Drogo. He's going to look like a warlord of the sea, and he's going to be really cool looking. So, anywho, hopefully we learn a lot at Comic-Con. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope we don't have to wait till 2016. I think that another rumor that's come out that we'll end with is that I think we're going to see the teaser trailer, and then I think at the end of the teaser trailer it's going to say July 2015. They're going to go back to their original release date and say July 2015, and then say that and then Justice League's coming in 2017, and that's what they're going to do. I think that's what it's going to be. I hope I'm right, because I don't really want to wait another 2 years for this movie, because this is insane. I mean, Star Wars is going to be filming a movie every year now. They're going to have a movie every year. It's going to be Star Wars Episode 7, spin-off film, 8, spin-off film, 9, spin-off film. I mean, they're going to do... So, I mean, there's no reason these Batman films and this Justice League stuff can't be filmed really fast. Especially if they're going to be filming things back-to-back. It's cheaper, and you lock down all of your actors, and you don't have to wait 5 or 6 years every movie. And Ben Affleck doesn't have to put the suit on when he's 50. So, hopefully... we get a lot of good information at ComicCon, and yeah, so please post comments below, share with friends, and we'll be back in touch in a couple of weeks after the ComicCon review. And if any other news breaks, watch for Era Zera on the Batman v Superman playlist, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.